That's a totally different thing.
All the passing university students now are convinced we're a cult. It may not be wrong, but...
People think we're a cult.
All right. You were not.
Thank you, organizers. You are released from the center of the circle.
Just me not.
So, and if there's other people that would like to say anything at this point in time, feel free to take the conch. I don't actually have the conch. You don't have a knife or anything. The invisible conch. Here. The
So, I think one person to really thank is Declan, which provided a lot of leadership.
Yeah, vision.
You can say anything you'd like. There's one question I'd like to put to people at the end of one of these things, and that is, what happened here today?
May I suggest an answer? So, I don't think we're really here because we care that much about software development. I'm not. And I've been in software development for longer than most of you have been alive. I think we're all here because this odd and interesting Agile community helps us bring something more humane to the software development we happen to be involved in, or happen to love otherwise. So what I think happened here today, something that I've seen, you and I believe have seen in other Agile coach camps and other sessions like this, is a bunch of human connection. So, and high quality human connection. It was not arbitrary. It was not just people doing this to do this. I mean, and some of it was contentious, and that's wonderful. And there was vigorous and interesting and useful debate. And at the end of it, so there's, to me, in my wacky belief system, there's just different energy in the room. So we created this container, we created a kind of temporary family, right, an ephemeral family. And as wacky as that is, and as subjective as it is, it's still very, very real, right? It's as real as a poem or as real as a song. And, you get to a certain age and you just don't care. I mean, I do care about production releases. But I care a lot more about this, right? Because on my deathbed, I'm going to have a lot more regrets about how much of this I had. So, thank you all.
I was just thinking back to the opening, and I was recalling back to the first Agile Coach Camp in Detroit, and how it was a really transitional moment. People talked about transitional moments, and that was one for me personally that that I felt what Patrick was talking about in a very real way. And my hope was that some of you would have a similar experience today, and I hope that some of you have.
I just want to thank everybody for coming today and being part of this, because Declan just alluded to, the first Agile Coach Camp was a life-changing moment for me. I went in not knowing what to expect, and I came out going, I need to get more of that into my life. And as we were doing the thank yous, somebody asked me, is it always like this? This is my third Agile Coach Camp, and based on that sample set, yes, it really is. So, as Declan said, I really hope that everybody has had that kind of experience, that got something of really lasting value out of this. I'm hoping that you'll come to Montreal next year when we set it up there, or that you will decide to set something similar up wherever you happen to be, so that this can continue to spread outward and we can share it, continue to grow this community and bring more people into this community. Because this is really what it's about. It's about community building. It happens to be around software development in this context, mostly, not entirely. But it's about building community, and that's something we can all use more of in our lives one way or another. So thank you for being part of it.
We're talking about transitional moments and such. First of all, being able, I've been around the Agile community for coming up 10 years later this year. Somebody, Norbert at one of the Agile Auto things, put up a slide. He talked about traditional Agile methods. I looked at it. Holy crap, I've been doing this for a while. But being able to connect with a lot of people, people here I've known for close to 10 years, Patrick being one of them. And too bad Mike Hill wasn't here. Of course, that might have been dangerous, but that's beside the point. We'd be in jail right now, I'm sure. Regardless, being able to connect with a lot of people who I haven't met face to face before, fantastic. But that's all great. Transitional thing, though, is I think I did a face plant into a lot of my assumptions and biases and prejudices towards some of the things that I've been thinking about, and need to reevaluate that and take that away and just change the way I think about some things and take a positive approach rather than putting up a negative wall.
I got the real sense here that a lot of people know everyone else from different conferences and different work positions because you're all doing Agile. But what I really liked was that people who were new could just feel they could talk and bring their own challenges to the discussions that happened. I'm kind of new to Agile, and I decided that I wasn't going to censor myself. I was going to challenge things that I wasn't sure about. And no one ever said, well, when you've been it a little longer, you'll understand. So I think I hope to kind of